Yo, what's up everyone? This is Valoramous. In today's music business tutorial, I want to talk about how you can identify scammers online. Now, this may sound like a funny topic, but in 2022, the scamming industry is bigger than ever. With social media and various apps, you have everyone competing for attention nowadays. So I'm going to share with you a few insights on how to identify these scammers. The first piece of advice that I have is to do your research. So this means to research the individual that is talking to you online. For example, you may receive a random email or you may receive an Instagram DM and ask for services. They're trying to sell you something. So you should be skeptical and on guard immediately as soon as you receive these sorts of inquiries. But what I typically do is I will check that person's accounts on social media. I will identify their engagement rate. On Instagram, the average engagement rate is quite low, but it's not extremely low. It's not 0.2%. The average engagement rate is actually about 1.9% to about 5%. But a sweet spot would be about 2 or 3%. If you see an engagement rate of about that, that is on point. And then in that case, you know you're dealing with a legit account. So for example, doing quick math, if you have 100 followers, you should have about 2 to 3 likes every post. If you have 1,000 followers, you should have about 20 to 30 likes per post. Do the math on 10,000 followers. If you see someone with 11,000 followers, which is a common scamming fake follower purchase number, and they only have 30 likes on their post and 1 comment, you know that they probably purchased fake followers. So if they were willing to purchase fake followers, then they're trying to create a mirage, a facade that they are better than they actually are, or they were trying to garner the clout in order to sell you something more easily. So that is the first tip. It is to do your research and specifically check the engagement of their social media accounts. The number one account that I usually check engagement is going to be Instagram, because I can immediately suss out and tell whether that individual is true and honest with their numbers or not. And the way that I do this is by simply looking at their followers and then looking at the engagement per post. And you'll know what low engagement looks like because it will jump out at you. When you see an account with 30,000 followers and then they only have 40 or 50 likes on a post and 2 comments, you know that they've probably purchased fake followers. So that would be the first red flag. So it's all about identifying red flags. Now, the second tip that I have for you is to ask them if they have testimonials, if there's any sort of reviews online about their services, because if they are an honest businessman, they will be able to show you testimonials, they'll be able to show you receipts, they'll be able to show you reviews from other people out there, other customers like potentially you that purchase from their services. So if they cannot show you this or they balk, then that's another red flag. Now, a few examples of how these scams occur is they may promise you something great or something seemingly simple for a relatively low price, but they're really just trying to scam you of your money, and then they're going to ghost you. So another method of doing this would be a simple Twitter or Instagram DM. And I get this all the time when it's folks trying to engage in payola. And what this person will usually do is try to befriend me and ask me innocuous questions such as, hey, I like your stuff. Okay, great. What track that you like of mine? And then they usually don't have an answer, or they could go under Spotify and they find the first track, oh, I like your latest release, this one. And then they ask you, another standard question they'll ask you on these payola scams is, well, how long have you been producing music? And then you tell them, and they say, oh, that's great, fantastic. And they're basically trying to get you to ask them a question back. And so they're in your DMs, and you know they're trying to sell you something, at least if you have any common sense or wits about you. And what they're trying to do is lead you on this escalating pattern of conversations to where they can offer you a service. So once they establish you're an artist, you've been producing and releasing music for 2 years, they say, oh, that's great, you've come a long way. And they're giving you compliments, they're brown nosing you. And then eventually what they're going to do, they're going to offer you a payola service where they can guarantee you placement on Spotify plays, which you can verify or validate. And they're going to give it to you for a fee of say $20, $25. And at best, these will be fake streams, robot streams, which will inflate your numbers on Spotify, but will not look good for the algorithm. If you remember, in January of 2021, Spotify removed over 750,000 tracks from their platform because they were fraudulent songs or songs that had achieved streams from fraudulent sources. So do your research and then ask that individual for testimonials or reviews. And then finally, as another example, These scams will sometimes be sent to you via email. They may find your email on your Instagram bio section, and then they'll send you an email and they'll do the same thing. They'll try to befriend you and then offer you a service. They may offer you, say, hey, we hire DJs to play shows in this area. If you like, if that's something that is worthwhile, sign up for this website for like a small fee. So that they're trying to scam you to money, because they should never be asking you straight up for money without delivering a service to you in the first place. So you can use this with record labels too. I've had record labels in the past that have tried to convince me to sign up for their website with a monthly subscription fee in order to gain access to their quote unquote mixing engineers to review my tracks. Record labels should never be doing that. That is wrong on so many levels. Either they like the track or they don't. They should not be convincing independent or rising beginning artists and trying to scam them of their money and take what they didn't earn. So look out for this. It's 2022. I do not expect this trend of scams to reduce in the future, because we now have the internet. It's all online. We now have social media. We're in an attention economy. So I expect this to actually grow. So you should be on guard. So you have it. Those are my thoughts on how to identify scammers, a few of my quick tips and stories and insights. So if you'd like to learn more, then click here or click there. Thank you.